Good morning. We have no air conditioning today, so everything is open, but I think we should be just fine. We had a good ARE function here yesterday, and they were a little bit warm by afternoon. So, oops. Welcome to the Divine Fellowship. We are the only church in the universe that starts our services with the Doobie Brothers. Yep, indeedy. Yep, indeedy. You know, they don't even, actually, we have made sure that they were sent notices so that they knew we were doing that, but I guess they thought it was cool. So, some people up in Alaska at a white supremacist organization, they think it's pretty cool. So, hi guys.
Wow. They walked up.
You know, I mean,
I'm not kidding.
I know. Hey, more power to them. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Huh?
You've got that master race by.
Oh, shit. But it is kind of good. It is kind of amazing. I mean, we have viewers all over the world. It's like, really? And of course, we had one gal. She lives down the street. She saw us first on YouTube and then decided to come visit us. And she goes, "Wow, it's even better than on YouTube." So nice. But we do have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon. Yeah. And John said, "I believe in God, but not as one thing, not as the old man in the sky. I believe that what people call God is something in all of us. I believe that what Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha, and all the rest said was right. It's just the translations that have gone wrong." So, and George equally is insightful. "When we're born, you get a ticket to the freak show. When you're born in America, you get a front row seat." It's George. It's George. What can I say? What can I say? So, and more t-shirts. You can actually buy these t-shirts. I don't know if you would want to wear them, but you can buy them. I seriously need a speed bump between my brain and my mouth. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. Never laugh at your wife's choices. You're one of them. You can't scare me. I have a daughter. They probably have one as a son too, but all right. So have we changed our pick? Okay.
It'll be the last weekend of June.
Last weekend of June?
Yeah, so we got a while.
Okay, so last weekend in June we're going to have our barbecue, and of course our picnics in September, like it always is. We have to reserve all that, but yep, all kinds of stuff going on. That's why we're just so busy, so busy. Let's see. Agnosticism is not an intellectual position, but a moral position, or better still, an intellectual defense for a life which is afraid of the light. Well, just makes you think. Right, wrong, good, or bad. You know, that's the one thing. We never tell you what to think here, but we bring up different ideas, and hopefully you'll make some good decisions for yourself. We know that Janice and I and a lot of people are followers of the way, which are basically Jesus' teachings. But some people choose not to do that, and that's just fine. Things that make you go, though. Those who make their dress a principal part of themselves will in general become of no more value than their dress. A talent is formed in stillness, a character in the world's torrent. I like that one. I like that one. Charles James Fox, 1749. Popularity, it is glory's small change. Okay. Victor Hugo. Some of you already know this one, but I'm going to do it anyway. In the filming Raiders of the Lost Ark, when Indiana Jones falls into the snake pit in Egypt, there is an image hidden among the wall's hieroglyphics of C-3PO and R2-D2 from Star Wars. So now all you're going to go home and try to find it, aren't you, in the movie? Yeah. All right. And I know I've said this before, but I'm going to probably bug you a couple more times. For My Try 2030, go to the website, mytry2030.com, and it's a survey for the Tri-Cities, And it really, 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 really is a chance for you to personally make a difference and get your information out there as far as what you would like the Tri-Cities to look like in 2030. I mean, really, every organization in the Tri-Cities, all the government organizations, a lot of the nonprofits, everybody's looking at the answers here to see where people want to go. So do we want more skate parks, amusement parks? I mean, I don't know. Theater, whatever's important to you. More nature trails. I mean, I certainly talked about open spaces and nature trails and stuff like that.
More street circles.
Street circles. Hey, there you go. And I was just going to say that. Just going to say that. Yeah, they're going to start bringing more of those circles there at Queensgate.
They're getting rid of them back east, but they're giving them to us now.
Ah, okay. Well, and at some point, you know, I think they're perfectly appropriate when you had 4 stop signs before. It's like, oh, good grief, everybody's stopping, it's a mess. You know, but at some point with traffic, yeah, you got to do something different. But hey, they worked in Europe for generations. So, opportunity may knock once, but temptation bangs on the front door forever. Quit griping about your church. If it were perfect, you couldn't belong. If a church wants a better pastor, all you need to pray for the one you got. I'll pray for you, Janice.
We better pray for you.
Yeah, pray for me. Okay, how you know when love fades? A man was sitting on the sofa watching TV when he heard his wife's voice from the kitchen. What would you like for dinner, sweetie? Chicken, beef, or lamb? He said, well, thank you, I'll have chicken. She said, you're having soup. I was talking to the cat. All right. Anything else we need to cover? Move right along. True. True. So, you're having a bad day. That's the song. And we'll probably just leave the doors open, I guess. Doesn't hurt. Nice little breeze.
No computer input, no input. See, sometimes in my world, it feels like no input. Am I the only one? So, welcome to Divine Fellowship. Phil already said that. I'll say it again. I'll say that again. So today we're going to take a walk through our labyrinth, but I want to set you up for that process. In case you didn't know, we have a labyrinth out in our back quarter out there. And the purpose for walking the labyrinth is it's powerful. It's a powerful way to realign oneself. You know, the songs, if you had a bad day, so you go for a ride. You sing a sad song just to turn it around. Sometimes we need something to help us shift. Shift happens, right? But sometimes we need to facilitate that. It's really important to do that. How many people here have dogs? Okay. Dogs are wonderful creatures, and they give you so much feedback, and they're so loving. But sometimes dogs get fixated on stuff. And the fastest way to get a dog unfixated is to get him walking. And when you get a dog walking and he's uncomfortable, you're trying to introduce another dog to the pack, you walk them together. My brother has a little dog named Simon, little Shih Tzu. And Molly is this big, huge Great Pyrenees lab thing, big white hairy monster thing. And so here's little Simon, and we were a little concerned because they're both a little shy, and sometimes shy dogs kind of get nippy with each other. So we just started walking them. Met at the park and started walking. And they just did great. At first, they kind of kept their distance from one another. I think Molly was more afraid of the little thing than she was of him. But then after a while, they were just walking side by side. It was lovely. They can shift when they've had some movement. Sometimes we get stuck in a pattern and we can't shift because we're doing the same things. We have the same ritual, the same habituated patterns. And patterns are really good. That helps us. Autopilot is this wonderful thing that helps us so our brain doesn't have to recalculate every new thing every day. So you kind of you don't want to have to think about brushing your teeth. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I mean, you've got this, right? You can brush your teeth and then your brain can do other things. So autopilot is a wonderful thing for helping us do the things that do not require attention. But when we get an autopilot about things that require our attention, we get stuck. We as human beings are always in a place where we want to do something new. We want to be challenged, or we want to have something expand our awareness. We get tired when we're stuck. We get tired of just having the same old, don't we? So our labyrinth walk is this opportunity to shift. So I'm going to set you up for that. And before we do that, setting up for that, I'm going to ask Mary Lilga to read our prayer for today. So as she's reading our prayer, would you join us in prayer? And there's no wrong way to pray, just your heart speaking to divine source.
Prayer for today. Help me get through today. Help me to do the next right thing. Help me to step up in my own life so that I may be a blessing to myself and others. Help me to be kind to myself and others. Help me to be present in the here and now. Help me to know the lessons from past experiences without living in the past. Help me to have hope for the future without projecting myself out of this moment. Shift me out of autopilot and bring me fully back into my life. Awaken me to joy and peace in this moment, as this moment gently flows into the next moment without my effort or striving. Help me to be.
And so it is. May it be so for you. So as we're going to walk out to the labyrinth, if you don't want to go, you don't have to. But if you'd like to, it's a beautiful blessing that I encourage you to take. The interesting thing about a labyrinth is there's one way in and one way out. You can't get lost. It's not a maze, it's a labyrinth. And there's twists and there's turns, but it's this beautiful opportunity to just walk. And as you're walking the labyrinth, start with an intent in mind. There's a way to go in, and you can't get lost, and then it takes you to a center area where there's a little bench and an open space. And you get a chance to just be for a moment in that space. And you can ponder, and you can ask for guidance in the center of this, of the labyrinth. And then on the way out, you can ponder how you can implement it. What I'd like you to focus on is, what's your issue? Are you unhappy at work? Focus on, what do I need to know about that? There's no shoulds or oughta-gottas or have-tos or musts. It's just, how can I apply myself in a different way in this? What else do I need to know about that? How many times have we experienced something when we shift, the world around us shifts? And that's the beautiful thing about a labyrinth, is it's only about you. It's your path, your pace, your way. You can't get lost, so you get to look at the rocks that are on the way, ponder as you're going. As you're going in, you might find yourself challenged with, as you're pondering maybe a relationship, or maybe it's health issues. And rather than, why me, God? That's kind of a frustrating question that doesn't really have an answer. If you could ask a different question, like, what can I do with this? What do I need to know about that? Then that gives you the opportunity to really look at it in a new perspective. as you're going into the labyrinth, allow those feelings of frustration to come up and let them go. Give them to one of the rocks. The rocks will ground them out for you. Challenges or struggles. Oh, this person in my life is really a challenge or a struggle. Let it go. Assign that rock to carry that burden for you. And as you get closer and closer to the center, you're freer and clearer. And as you get into the center, where the little bench is, that's the place that it's really important for you to just stop for a moment and ask for insight and guidance. And that insight and guidance could come in the form of a bird singing at just the right moment, or just a flash of awareness. And know that whether you receive something in the circle or not, or in that center area or not, know that you've asked the question, and within 3 days you'll have either someone will say something to you or something will happen that will give you clarity. Your question has been asked, and sometimes it takes a little while for that question to be answered in a way that you can understand. So ask your question and ask it to be given in a way you can understand. And then on your way back out the labyrinth, just follow the path right back out again. On your way back out, allow yourself to take on this new energy that you're constructing for yourself. So as you're going in, you're releasing all the problems and the difficulties. Maybe it's a new dream or a new hope or a goal. And as you get to the center, then you start taking on, okay, what could be my next step with that? Now there's going to be other people walking along the pathway. They're not walking your path. They're walking their own path. They just happen to be in your location. Your spiritual journey, life, is like the labyrinth. We begin with birth, we walk through life, and we walk out in death. And there is an eternal part of us that is present in this whole process. And everything that happens in this life, there are other people involved in our lives, but you're walking your path. And as you walk your path, own it. This is your walk. Now there may be somebody walking faster than you. You don't have to walk their pace. You just step aside and let them walk past you. If somebody's in front of you, you can say, may I please pass? They'll let you by. If not, push them off. No, don't do that. He knocked me off my path. No. If you're walking faster than someone else, just courteously say, excuse me. And maybe you need to stop and let something go. And so you got to unburden something. So you're going to stop in the pathway. Well, scooch over and let somebody. So there's plenty of room for two people to walk past each other. Some people may be coming, some people may be going. And isn't that with life? Sometimes friends come along and they walk right next to us, and sometimes they're walking at a different pace. And they walk beyond us, or we walk beyond them. This is all reflective of what life is. So what do you want to focus on? Do you have a goal? Do you have a situation you'd like to have shifted? Focus on that. What is your goal? And then when you come back, we'll go out. I know you're going to want to use the restroom on your way, or to or from. That's way okay. When you come back in, I have some other processes that I want to do to help lock in this walking meditation, this walking process. So, who would like to lead the way? We need a lead. You want to lead the way? Okay. So if you would lead the way to the labyrinth, again, if you don't want to walk it, or you don't feel comfortable walking on uneven ground, just stay here. You're fine. We'll process that. Otherwise, follow